Hi everyone. Sorry I'm doing this late this time. Been to ashram for 4 days, so had no chance to do this live, and also had been late uh, back to Mumbai. So now, so let's see quickly the indices. So last week, yes, we saw it was ending with a bullish candle, but we knew it was at a gap's resistance, and that is what created a gap down opening on Monday, and then again Tuesday and Wednesday, and it was a short week. Okay, so now we are at 20 ms support, price support, which is at 17,500 itself. So that is the key support. Now if we break this, we are heading towards maybe 17,300, and then maybe another gap which is at around 17,250 around, and if that is closed we might come till almost 17,000 or maybe 16,900. So top bottom Nifty short trade is already triggered. Okay, and we can understand currently what it is showing here is some bearish formation. It is below 60 and now it's around 52. Let's see weekly quickly. So weekly, it's a simple evening star at 60 resistance and upper band resistance. So it is an evening star. Mainly if it is an evening star and it's taken out from this level of support, which is 16,400. Ideally, this should be the target as per the weekly position that we see or the pattern that we see. So there can be a bigger fall in the market. Okay, and monthly is still neutral because it's still half of the month and we see a doji type of a candle, nothing more. Okay, so weekly is, yes, bearish pattern. It is an evening star at 60 resistance. Okay, and daily it has got uh, just 20 mn price support, but the formation seems to be bit on a bearish side. So we now need to be more careful on long trades, but I think a short trade should be okay. At least even 20 MA on weekly is around 17,300 to 17, uh, around 17,300. So I think that should be okay. And the other level of support here is going to be this, which is 17,000 itself. Okay, so let's see what the market does. So let's quickly write down on Nifty. Okay, so we had a similar thing that we were expecting some bearish thing in this week, and that is what had happened. Okay, we know weekly was not looking good. So daily bearish candle at MI 20 and support below 60. Okay, weekly simple, it is evening star. Okay, at upper band and 60 resistance. Monthly Pearson pattern currently, okay, so monthly you can say doji in monthly. Okay, for the new month. If it's a monthly doji in making at above 60. Okay, what uh, resistances now are going to be same. So nothing changes yet for us. Okay, as far as Nifty is concerned, because it same remains in the same range. Now the breakout below 17,500 takes it to 17,100 or 17,060 is around the support. Okay, so that's why 100 is fine, and then if it breaks 16,800. Okay, so yes, this is fine. And so 18,150 is exactly where we were stopped last to last week. Okay, around that is where, if you see, the high mid was around 18,173, and that is where now the upper band is also around 18,100. So I doubt we might be able to climb this because there are gaps here, there are gaps here, there are gaps here. So three gap needs to be filled if I have to cross and come back to 18,000, which it seems to be, little difficult. And also, if you look at the volume at the doji here, is quite significant, and we are almost at the low of the doji. Now, low of the doji was 17,482, and this is around the same low. So if this low breaks, okay, so 17,480 breaks, simply you then see, the market tumbling till almost this levels of 17,300 and maybe, 17,260. So that is what you might see. So let's see what happens tomorrow now. Okay, let's go to Bank Nifty. So again, Bank Nifty has got a dark cloud cover. Okay, so it's a dark cloud cover on daily at 60 resistance, cap resistance. Okay, here also there's a small candle on weekly, and can't say as an evening star, but yes, seems to be a candle at resistance. And yes, if you look at it, it's making lower top, lower bottom, and straight away this is the resistance. Okay, so this is the resistance above which we need a breakout if we want a new high. Otherwise, it's in literal sense making a lower top, lower bottom, and it says that it's in a downtrend. Okay, so once this gap is closed, I think 37 150 around, this might see some fall back to at least the 20 MA, and maybe till 35 500 may be possible. So another 2000 points. Okay, this is again where it is struggling to cross 60. Okay, so at this point, if you look at it, we need anyway, if you want to make a new high, a close or a jump above 39 400. Okay, so this is where we want, so that there is no bearish divergence setup. So we need a close below this, but at par with this, so that the next candle can then do a burst, but it seems to be difficult. Okay, so it's very clearly this hammer low is going to be retested. If that is retested, it's going to be, a good level of to buy, because it's where, you might see some support. But main thing is, uh, do we fall below this 34,000 now? That is where even 20 MA on monthly will come. Okay, normally if there is not any big issue, you will never see price going below 20 MA. See this. This is a bank index and mainly does not fall apart of, a bigger breakdown in markets. Now we are not expecting any major breakdowns. So yes, if the fall comes, we might see it coming out to this 20 MA on monthly. Okay, so that is where the support might come out, and 34,000 might also make sense for us, because that is going to be lower band on uh, daily as well. Okay, the only worst part is, because of what happened in last week, we have lost a bottom. So we don't have any short entry right now in top bottom. So be very careful with that. Okay, and we might see if, we get any entry on other time frame for us. Okay, so let's write down this. Again, daily bearish candle. So it's going to be same actually. 60 resistance. Okay, bearish cloud candle at 60 gap resistance, weekly doji at price support at but at gap resistance and below 60, both same. Okay, here also we, so around 60, it is still around 60 for sure. Okay, and now support 750 has been broken. Okay, so we have to remove this from here, move it here. Okay, Now the other support that we now need to see is if this is broken, okay, there is another support which is around this line. Then if 36,850 is broken, which is this 20 MA, then the support might be there at 36,350. 50 becomes your support level. Okay, that is when Nifty, Bank Nifty are showing some tiredness or some correction again there in the market. Let's look into the other indices quickly. Nifty IT. Nifty IT is already doing band walk on lower band. Okay, and it has already broken below 40. So yes, seems to be another short index. Okay, it's already done coming down by a price support, and RSI is hanging. Here also it shows some bad signs. So 34,350, it's well below. So almost it has lost 1100 पॉइंट है एक्चुअली 3 दिन में 1100 पॉइंट खोया इसने ये इंडेक्स में. Okay, so it seems to be really looking towards something major here. Okay, the 35,394 का अभी 34,350 है, मतलब 1000 पॉइंट नीचे आया ये 3 दिन के अंदर में. Right, so really looks little bit daily 30 में है ना, I guess daily is a bearish setup. So band walk 40. So weekly also bearish, breaking of this monthly. Also we saw bearish candle. तो IT भी थोड़ा हिल गया. Let's see other index. Reality is also shaken. So we had this, that it might do a breakout on the upside then, and we had a buy only if it crosses 510 or 520 levels. So that is not happened. So there is still, a lot of resistance out here. And here also you can see clearly evening star at price resistance and a U-turn in RSI, which shows that that for now the top is made and now the price can come down. So nothing much even in reality sector. Let's go to infra. Same, it is a doji at around 60. Okay, and maybe just around price support, but need to be very cautious here. Okay, this is the thing. Now see this. This is where it's a bearish harami at upper band and 60 resistance. Okay, so now there can be bigger fall in infra stocks. Okay, so shows some bearishness to us. Let's see FMCG what it means to us. FMCG has got daily पे एक white candle, but छोटू white है and gap resistance है. Okay, so we need to be watchful. So now this index can be the index to the index management. Okay, so FMCG stocks in Nifty might support Nifty from falling badly is what this means, and mainly if you look at it, FMCG and pharma becomes your supporting indices when the markets are falling. Okay, so this seems to be, somewhere uh, the sector which might do some sideways, or maybe not with but bigger fall. It has got a doji here which is at 60 resistance again. Okay, so we need to see whether if the low is broken, but that low also is at price support currently also. It's at a support of this price here maybe. So we'll have to see whether we are able to cross the high of this, then we might come to this level. Otherwise, yes, this also can be another additional indice which might go wrong. Now, this is just trying to cross 60 on monthly. So we need to see whether this what it does. Now, again, another thing which I shared on Bank Nifty, normally indices without any bigger fall will never go below 20 MA. This has just bounced from 20 MA. So there is a chance that this might be acting as supporting index. ओके सो ये गिरने का चांसेस मेरे को इसको कम लग रहा है. Okay, it seems this doji is still there, so we'll have to see how this doji behaves. But monthly looks to me good. Daily looks to me okay and sideways. So I'm not expecting a bigger fall or a bigger upside either on FMCG. We might see a sideways week for this sector. Okay, so 38 191. So this sector literally did good. Last week it was where? So last week, oh, sorry, okay. So last week only I had written little wrong. Okay, थोड़ा figure यहाँ वहाँ हो गया. 38 ये था. Okay, okay. It's not much fall from here. Okay, bullish candle above 60. But at gap and price resistance. So, bullish candle above 20 heading to 60 and upper band resistance. Okay, this is the minimum just crossing 60. So this will keep as is. Okay, let's go to other sector. Pharma is here, so let's see pharma. So pharma now weekly is resisting this particular thing. We need it to cross 14,000 वो नहीं हो रहा है. And this is also सब डोजीज का खेले रहे. वो कितना डोजीज है यहाँ पे. So doji at 20 MA but just below 60. Somewhere there can be a bigger fall than expected in market. None of the indices seems to be in a good shape. मतलब supporting actor कोई नहीं है. सब विलन बन के गिरा देगा मार्केट को, ऐसा लग रहा है. This again is a consolidation after a bounce back, but how much is this consolidation powerful? Fibonacci retracement अगर मैं देखूँ इसका from this level to this level, ये अब तक 23% पे आके यहाँ से 23 नहीं हुआ है, तो ये अभी भी नीचे आ सकता है. दूसरा देखना है कि हाईएस्ट पॉइंट जो था, ओके, वहां से लेके ये कितना है. ओके, सो इफ यू लुक एट इट 61% को टच किया गया है. सो नाउ द सिग्निफिकेंस इज एक्चुअली ऑफ दिस रिट्रेसमेंट. ओके, तो अगर आप एक्चुअली देखोगे तो ऑल टाइम हाई जो मारा था, ओके, उधर से अगर मैं रिट्रेसमेंट देखूं अभी, it is again back to 61%. See this from the low till it. So ये golden ratio को touch कर रहा है. So pharma stocks also can be looked upon to short actually, unless it support takes support here. जैसे ही ये लेवल टूटता है निफ्टी फार्मा में, which is also below 20 MA, Okay, once it falls below this, Nifty Pharma will also give way to for a fall in Nifty. So mainly, it's showing some fall in the market when we don't have anything. So जब भी war था तभी भी ठीक था, देयर वाज सम माहौल जो साइडवेज था, बट ये दिखा रहा है कि मार्केट अभी एक करेक्शन मोड के लिए जा सकता है. Okay, we are seeing somewhere, unless this crosses on the upside, we know new highs to be made in Nifty Pharma. If this does not break out and we break out below this, 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 and this becomes the level again. Okay, so need to be careful now. We need to be cautious because if kahan pe breakout dega market, we need to wait for it. Okay, so Nifty Pharma again 13,772. Okay, weekly, monthly. Okay, doesn't seem to be much. Just crossing 60, but set price resistance 14,000 के ऊपर में बंद चाहिए उसको. So again near to the same price. Okay. 60 and price support for Upperband resistance. Okay, so now this is 60 नहीं है वो, थोड़ा 60 के नीचे है ये वाला. Daily doji at 60, price sub 60 नहीं है अभी, 60 resistance है. Price support, but below 60 and also at 61% of overall retracement. All time. Yes, it's a small bullish candle, yes. Doji. Above this, below this. And monthly also, it's not much. And now let's see Nifty Auto. ये मारुति ने बहुत लंबी बनाया था एक्चुअली लास्ट टाइम, and then finally it gave away. So yes, this is also, see, it has finally resisted the gap. Okay, and came down, resisting 20 MA, resisting 60. Again resisting 61 monthly. Okay, so 10,700. So daily bearish candle, 60 resistance. Weekly also bearish candle. Now resisting, bearish candle at 20 in the resistance. Okay, monthly need to close the gap, वो नहीं close किया उसने, ठीक है. So overall, we are seeing a fall expected in the market. Okay, so that is what you can expect next week. We can expect some sideways movement or maybe some fall. Okay, so that is what we are expecting. Now let's see the stocks and see how we can trade them. Okay, so one thing which I really saw was Reliance to be a short. Okay, so let's see first the stocks from cement, infra. Okay, so clear cut shooting star, but you cannot trade this. It's almost a difference between low and high is 125 points. तो ये तो हम ट्रेड ही नहीं कर सकते. और यहाँ पे क्या है, इट्स अ बिगर डोजी. सो अगेन इट इज बिगर, सॉरी वो वीकली था, ये डेली पे भी गंदा दिख रहा है. Okay, so now yes, there can be a short below the low, but Let's go to Grassip. Grassip is doji at 60. Now, this is interesting. Okay, it's at price support, 60 support. Okay, and somewhere 59.8 and 62. Okay. So there is, I'm just trying to see within the two dojis, is there any relationship of PRD? But no, there is no PRD here. See, this is what gives a clear indication. Okay, so Grasim can be the first trade on the short side. Okay, CC छोड़ देंगे, Grasim को पकड़ेंगे, Grasim. Okay, it is 1767. Okay, sell below the low of the doji. Okay, ये doji उसका low क्या है 1746. Now target on this case. Okay, ये half है already. Okay, so you can expect it to come to 1690 around. Ideally 20 EMA should be the thing, but it's okay. यहाँ पे एक gap है, इसके लिए मैं थोड़ा अटक रहा हूँ. Okay, you can continue to hold till 1670 actually, but let's see. Okay. Okay. So crossing looks really good. तो अल्ट्रा टेक भी देख सकते हैं. अल्ट्रा टेक भी बिलो 60 है ऑलरेडी. अच्छा, यहाँ पे तो ऑलरेडी नीचे ही है वो. So you can expect a fall below this. It's resisting 60 on monthly. ये भी अच्छा शॉट है. ग्रासिम वी हैव ऑलरेडी आइडेंटिफाइड. सो एक ही इसका मैंने दूसरा नहीं निकाल रहा. ग्रासिम is also short now. More of buy though. Reliance also can expect a 100 points fall actually. 2560. Okay, this should be fine. So 100 points target and 50 points stop loss. This also looks bad to me, but it is now almost at support of 48. So 40 तक आ सकता है. From down to this level. So FMCG over ये भी 60 रेजिस्ट करेगा और ये भी यहाँ से करना चाहिए. पूरा का खत्म है. ये 2129 के नीचे गया, ये वापस 70 तक आ जाएगा. Seems to know that the bearish set range shift, so जाने दो चलो. यहाँ पे शॉर्ट दिख रहा है, वहाँ पे रेंज शिफ्ट भी दिख रहा है, तो दोनों साइड है. So Tabor we saw, these are the things that we need to see. Let's see. Unity, Britannia. Is again resistance 16. See this. Price and again resistance. But they got doji at 40 and price. So doji का लो थोड़ा तो ही नीचे आएगा, नहीं तो नहीं आएगा. दोजी का लो क्या है? 0.07. Okay, this is fine. That takes support on 40 on weekly. So Britannia we have to remove. See Dr. Roti. डॉक्टर रेड्डी का जो पैटर्न था ना ये वाला, ये उसने थोड़ा गड़बड़ करके नीचे लाया. So unless now it breaks above this, I don't see that pattern still existing. Okay, and it is actually now turning out to be bearish. तो ये मेरे ख्याल से नीचे आएगा, ये एक बार टूटा तो ये 40 to 60 के नीचे में you can expect it to come down sharp. Okay. Turning up for the Dr. Roti को. Sell below 4. 50 Upper hospital still can come to this level. Not sure how much will it help. It's been now part of Nifty. You need to know. टारगेट दे दिया देखो उसने ऑलमोस्ट 7440 का लो मारा था उसने। सपोर्ट एक्चुअली बीच में ये टूटना चाहिए 3630, then it might fall down back till around 3560. No, ये तो ऑलरेडी 40 सपोर्ट पे जाना था, उसको कुछ छेड़ देंगे। साइडवेज है तो विल अवॉइड इट। एक ऊपर एक नीचे से एक ब्लैक एक वाइट एक ब्लैक एक वाइट है ऐसा जाना है उसको। तो seems to be bullish. Sideways में ये बहुत बड़ा कैंडल है ये, तो रिस्क एंड रिवॉर्ड डज नॉट मैच। Give you around 70-80 points immediately, but risk is too high generally. Okay, so I saw 90 euro the charge and RF, nothing on the auto sector. So auto we saw, farmers FMCG we saw. Let's go to T2 TCS and futures. ये अभी तो नीचे तक आ गया है। This seems to be the यहाँ पे फ्लैग है इसको 38 चालू होगा। Say 50 rupees is before also daily chart does not give you much more idea. बाप रे इनफी तो ऑलरेडी बहुत गिरा हुआ इंसान है, उससे भी गिर रहा है। इसने फ्लैग कंप्लीट भी कर दिया है देखिए। सो फ्लैग है बट अभी देखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज नाउ TCS is around 40. तो ये हैमर बना रहा है 2 दिन से, वॉल्यूम भी अच्छा है। चलो लेट्स सी, ओके, इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते। सो इनफी टीसीएस डज नॉट गिव यू मच। With 40, but immediately there is a gap here. आपका भाई 4140 के ऊपर में है और तुरंत ही 20 में और गैप है, मजा भी नहीं है इसमें। HDFC does not look good. Bank does not look good. 20 में भी तोड़ चुका है ये। It's just at 60, so now we have to see whether ये सपोर्ट करता है या गिरता है यहाँ से। कल का दिन I think थोड़ा क्रिटिकल है to see what the market does, where it moves actually. वो भी साइडवेज ही है, कुछ है नहीं इसमें ज़्यादा। Also 40 support, which finance 60 को रेजिस्ट कर रहा था, ये दोनों उल्टा चल रहा है। Percent to attend the Apollo hospital there. Nothing more reliance, bearish, yes. That is fine. Big bank also is share. Okay. So the cheaper trades may be fair because we'll have to have some place to see where actually. Okay, we'll continue with just 3 trades and let's see what the market does. Sure, yeah. Okay, folks. Sorry, and we'll do live. Maybe even next week I'm outside, so I'll try to do it on Friday and share with you guys. Okay. So thank you everyone.